All right, we got the Duncan, we got the Jimmy. We're about to make it work. We're gonna spend a day in the shop together. I'm gonna take you to work with me. If you're new here and you're wondering what this channel is all about, it's about oil drains. We stack them up. We got lots of oil drains. We got stuff going on though. We're busy. We're making it work for sure this week. I got 52 hours already, and we haven't done Friday yet. So unless I end up doing oil changes all day, or we work on a big job I don't get done, I should easily do 60, 65 hours, which would be awesome. I haven't done that good in a few months. I know I got a lot of work to do on that one Traverse, AC lines and water pump, things like that. But we'll see how. I'm mentioning an emergency. Sometimes things will get put in front of it. Waiting to hear from her on this one. We got it running good yesterday. Had a little bit of an odd time with the compression test. Something might be going on my compression gauge. If I had any doubts and it still ran bad, I might have put a second compression gauge in. If you saw yesterday's video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But today, sky's the limit, man. We might empty that oil bucket, put that away. We might. I mean, we cleaned up this area. I cleaned it all up yesterday because I had to work over here in that Mustang. I just took everything and threw it on a big pile in the can. And they said, uh-oh. Sometimes things get worse before they get better. What do we got going on today? I'm really curious. Oh, we got a classic old Chevy Yukon out in the parking lot. Let's see what happens. We got a beautiful morning, 58 degrees. It's going to be 82 today. This is why you wear your Making It Work sweatshirt with shorts, because in Florida you get all the weather in one day most of the time. Hope it's nice where you guys are. I know it's getting pretty cold for a lot of viewers. You gotta stay warm, bundle up, a little bit of hot chocolate, sit by the fire if you can. That's nice. That's the one thing I miss about being up north. The cold days when you're just trapped inside with your family and friends, you know, doing your thing. Anyway, we get a little bit of that here too. We get like 6 cold days a year. Let's finish getting this place open up and see what happens. I'm excited. We're gonna finish the week strong, head into a great weekend. You'll be watching this video the day after Thanksgiving. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Let's do it, huh? Let's get this place open and let's get going. Stay tuned. Oh yeah, it's a hoopty. Jimmy, can you program his TPMS sensors and relearn his windows? All right. Yeah. Got my scanner hooked up. Gonna see why the TPMS is blinking. I don't know. I couldn't understand if he put new ones in or wants it diagnosed. Then he said something about, can we program the sensors he put in? I said, what brand they put in? I got the old head shake. I don't know. Because we have an Autel programmer and we have a Napa, which the Napa one I haven't used in months. I'm not sure if it even still works, but we had a really good week going, but apparently it's going to come to a screeching halt. And what's funny is, this is my first ticket. It's $840. I intentionally didn't go up front to ask because I saw this car sitting in the parking lot. I knew they would give it to me. So at 8:40 he came out and handed me 4 tickets, and this is the first one. He's waiting. He's got 24-inch wheels or whatever they are. And some of you might remember this car if you've been on the channel for a while. Anytime you disconnect the battery, you got to relearn the windows. Would you push it down? Hold it 2 seconds. Hold it 2 seconds up. In auto mode, you got to pull the switch to the second detent. Now we'll see if it works. Oh, the auto's down but not up. Okay, that's fine. I thought these auto up too. I'm not sure. I'll have to figure it out, won't we? Yeah, I want to exit. I don't know what you did here, dude. Automatically search. Yes. It doesn't do, it must not do a, health report on this car. I would assume it did. We're gonna start over. We're gonna put a smile on our face. we're gonna see what we can do to make the best of this day. Maybe I can help him out. His 4 sensors, if they're Autels, it'll be real easy. You guys have seen me use that tool. You plug it into the OBD2, it downloads the IDs from the old sensors the car had, and then you go around and program the IDs into the new sensors to match. So you're basically replicating the sensors. And there's not real, you're programming it technically, but you're fooling the car into thinking the same sensors got new batteries. Since they're not changeable, you put the sensors in as a battery, right? They're not really as complicated as some people like to think. The problem is some brands are much harder than others. So people think they're all hard to do. I've had Toyotas on occasion give me a fit where I had to do the relearn and drive it and relearn and drive like 3 times, and then finally all of a sudden, boom, the light goes out and it works. Some cars like Hondas will have a TPMS reset button in the glove box or under the dash somewhere, and after you do all your air pressures or new sensors and relearn them, it still won't put the light out until you push the reset button. So that's what makes it seem complicated, because every manufacturer does it their own way. So like this, you can't do a health report on this car, whether it's the scan tool company, which King Bolin, the Top Don, and all of them seem to. This is basically the same exact size as my Phoenix Lite 2, which I talked to them about recently about upgrading it, but they don't seem to want to upgrade it. They said they would give me a software update, subscription update for 3 months, but that was like 2 weeks ago and it still doesn't update when I turn it on. Otherwise you'll see that back in the channel. I have to find TPMS, or what they call it. Some cars, the TPMS is in the door module, some it's in the BCM, some it's in the ABS. Another thing that makes it seem complicated, but it's not. If I was able to do a health report, it would show me the codes for the TPMS sensors and I would know what module it's in from that. I'm going to find a TPMS. We'll take a look at those codes. It'll probably say sensor, oh, tire pressure monitor module. Look at that. Read fault codes. Intermittent. Wheel module. Intermittent. Check all tire pressures. I want to read data stream, see if it shows any tire pressure. Tire pressure monitor status. No value. So, well, you know what I'll do is I'll grab the Napa tool, see if it works, and we'll see if we can go around and do any programming with these things. I'm not too sure we can, but we'll see. You don't know till you try. I'm trying to remember the window programming. I think the way this works, you go down and hold it for 2 seconds, and then up and hold it for 2 seconds, and you can hear the door go gunk. So, but you don't want to push all the way to the auto feature. You put the regular setting, the door should go gunk, and then when you go up without going all the way to auto. The back one, I got the back ones to work. Auto down, auto up. Let's try this one. Without going all the way to auto, you hear the door go gunk. Auto down. It won't do the auto up thing. That's weird. Ah, there it goes. Auto down. Auto up. You gotta do it a few times. That's all. It's mad. I don't know if you can pick up that little gunk that happens inside the door. There it goes. I had to let off the switch and pull it up again without hitting auto. That should have done it. Auto down. Auto up. Nice. Got it to work. So the window programming part's done. And for free, I think that's pretty good. What a guy, man. Got to help out the Jaguar owners. They don't have any money. They spent it all on a sweet, sweet luxury car. Now I'm going to go to do the TPS stuff. TPMS, tire pressure monitoring system, 4 letters. It's pretty funny when you Google the TPMS reset. Most of the forums and stuff tell you, well, just drive it over 30 miles an hour for 12 minutes and then it'll relearn. Well, that's not if you put new sensors in. That's if you adjust the air pressure. That's not a TPMS reset or a TPMS relearn. That's just a air pressure update. But anyway, this guy has a push and hold the brake after turning it off within a few seconds. You push the start button one time without touching the brake, press and hold the start button, you hear a chime.
Power it off using the button, press and hold the start button until the chime sounds, press and release the brake pedal, power off the button one time, press and hold the start button until the chime sounds, power up by pushing the button one time, press and hold the start button, push button, you get it. Horn will sound once. The TPMS telltale will blink, indicating train mode's initiated. If equipped with a message center, it will display train left front tire. Then you use your TPMS scan tool to activate each sensor.
The problem is that's if you have a factory sensor that's already been programmed to have an ID, because they usually come blank and you have to program them, give them an ID. That's where you have an opportunity using the Autel if you put Autel sensors in, or using a, you know, whatever brand tool you have, the sensors have to match it if they're new. For some reason, I don't know, I guess they're doing it as a, so they can sell sensors or something, but I got this guy, and we're gonna see if we can do something with that. So, let's see. Not the best tool ever. Pretty archaic. It's basically like the Commodore 64 of TPMS tools. This is an XJ. I believe a supercharged XJ too. XJ series. Oh, now it wants to know what megahertz is. This is a 2016. How do I know what system it has? The buttons don't always work either. Does it have 315 megahertz or 433? Maybe I can hook my scan tool back up and find that out. We got time, don't worry about it. Don't be in a rush. If I go into OBD relearn, it says OBD connectors not required. Confirm sensors are properly installed. Adjust tire pressure to placard value. Activate them with the TPMS tool. Wait 15 minutes. Then drive for 15 minutes. Above 18 miles per hour. And then wait for 15 minutes again. And I'm not sure what happens after that, but something happens. We'll turn the ignition on by holding the button, and I'm going to go around and activate the TPMS sensors. Now, I'm not sure if this will work because the initial programming part hasn't been done. Where's the sensor at? Oh, there it is. Oh. Trigger processing. If it says it doesn't pick it up or see one, then I know it has to be programmed. Initial programming is going to need to be done somehow. We'll have to figure it out. I'm trying at 315 megahertz first. If that doesn't work, I'll try the 433. And if it goes more than about 5 or 6 seconds, it's normally not going to do it. Maybe 10 seconds maximum, and that's about where we're at. It'll say sensor not detected. Let's go like this. We'll try it one more time. The cool wheels make it even more fun. So, yeah, it's not going to work. Let's do this. Let's try 433 megahertz. We'll trigger that. And I think this Napa tool, it might want to only work with Napa sensors. I'm not sure. It says quick right on it. We used to do all Napa quick sensors, but it's not going to work either. Okay. We're going to have to figure out what sensors are in it, and we'll need the tool from the manufacturer that made the sensors most likely. Whoever put them in should have done it, basically. Gear wrench man. Warrantied out my tool. I said, it's not quite broken yet, but it's getting ready to. Hand me another one. And I got this probe kit, back probe kit. I was thinking of making it into hooking it to a test light, but it also comes with the really small pinchers, which you guys know you try not to use them, but a lot of time you have to. It just makes it a lot quicker and easier. You just gotta do a little repair wherever you poke a wire, but it's like 60 bucks for this thing, but it's only money. I'm swimming in it. I think I got another ticket. Emergency waiter, 2003 Cadillac. Pull it on the alignment rack. It's a glaucoma treatment central, but it's only got 110,000 miles on it. Not bad for a 23-year-old car, 2003. I don't feel the rough idle he's talking about. It doesn't feel like it runs perfect, but I know to check engine lights on. Sometimes that light comes on and you feel all kinds of stuff, especially if you're a little smoky-eyed. I'm sorry, I apologize. It is funny though. Intelligent diag. Let's see what kind of codes we got. I got the windows down. I normally just crack the drivers, but gotta ventilate the area. With a little detail, and this car could be really nice. There's no bringing that screen back though, but we'll see what the codes are. We'll take a look under the hood. We'll do an inspection. Taking a minute. Skip. Okay. We'll do it this way. That's how you want. American Cadillac. Yep, I read the whole thing, trust me. I do like that they give you that information if you want it, but I normally don't want it. I just want to go. Let's do it. Automatically search. Now, this is a pretty common thing on the earlier cars too. It won't auto ID the VIN, but once you tell it it's a Cadillac, then it will. I guess once it gets a better idea, the VIN should tell it what it is. Oh, no, does not support it. Enter it manually. I don't think so. No. Manually select. Cadillac. Way down towards the bottom. Let me get this entered in and we'll see what those codes are while the light's on. And according to the Making It Work clock up there, it's 5 minutes to 11. I haven't done anything yet today. He still talked to the guy with the Jaguar. He's asking about custom exhaust and stuff. I'm like, we can't do custom exhaust unless it's 50 state legal. A lot of people like that stuff, and I understand that. It is cool. I think I just know too much about the problems that the aftermarket stuff causes. And the aftermarket companies will tell you, meets OEM specifications, but it doesn't. Even OEM specifications aren't good nowadays. The OEMs can't even make cars that are as reliable as they were 10 years ago. So I'm not sure how the aftermarket can do it. I got that belt out, that van out on the back pad. I looked at the belt shredded, the water pump's leaking, tensioner came apart, tires are bald. I didn't film it, but if we get to fix it, I will definitely show it to you. So, I still got the Traverse in my bay, waiting to start on that. What else? Was there anything else I did in the meantime? Oh, a 2017 Chevy truck with a shuttering torque converter. I didn't film that one. And there's 2 more tickets on my box I got to look at too. So I guess today we'll do a lot of diagnostics, which is fine. It sets up work for next week if they want to do it. The only frustrating part is knowing I have a good job sitting there and all the parts are here. I just can't do it yet. It's frustrating. And at this point today now, I don't want to start it because I'll work on it the rest of the day and only be halfway done. EVAP, O2 sensors, post-cat, EVAP, small leak, coolant temperature below regulated pressure, device voltage. So another thing on this car I noticed is another thing I noticed on this car, it has a paper tag on the back, so they just bought it. So, I mean, honestly, it is a clean, low mileage car, but it's going to need some love. Just this list right here, not a good look. All these O2 codes makes me want to look for a vacuum leak. Maybe he's feeling it's got a little bit of a, it could be a little lean, but it doesn't have a lean code. The problem is When it sees O2 sensor problems, it may not set a leaking code. Small leak in evap, thermostat. So let's go take a look under the hood and see if we can spot something obvious. Maybe a hose was let off or something, left off of an air box or something like that. We'll look for vacuum leaks, but this is heater performance. That's not going to be affected by any of that. That's most likely going to be an O2. Could be a shorted wire, a blown fuse to the O2 heater. You guys, you want to place a bet? Is there a K&N filter on it yet? I can't help myself. This thing has a timing belt. My goodness gracious, I bet you it hasn't been done. It also isn't back where it belongs as far as this little holder bracket goes. These little pins go in these little holes. That's easy enough to fix. This should be a restriction gauge, I think. Replace indicator, replace filter when indicator is black. That's interesting. Interesting. Oh, the heck's going on down there? Don't be concerned. Don't be concerned. I don't see anything alarming. I could pull a spark plug out, but I could. I'm not gonna, because you can't get to them. They're under a bunch of stuff. Let's lift it up and take a look under there. I gotta check the do any inspection anyway. Well, the old used car tire rag under the oil leak trick. That's unfortunate. Yeah, this thing's leaking, so that's not good. That might be engine oil, it might be power steering. It's hard to tell. I'm gonna say it's probably engine oil. Now it's dry above it. Son of a gun. I don't know what this someone took a floaty from their pool and put it over this line for some reason. I don't know. Oh, look at them bushings are wasted on this. Oh my goodness gracious. The car looks pretty clean, but it's nothing that can't be fixed. But how much money do you spend fixing it? You just drive it, keep adding oil for a while till you get your money out of it, and then get something else. That's what I would recommend, which is detrimental to my income stream. But the facts are the facts. They don't change for me. I don't sell things based on how much money I make. I sell things based on what's right and let the money take care of itself. Because I have a conscience. Maybe that's why I have a hard time really making the big bucks. But that's all right. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Do the right thing. Let the chips fall where they may, and the reward comes later in heaven. That's what I hope. I don't want it to sound like I'm not living a good life now. My life is awesome. I'm happy with where I'm at. My income's actually good. But I could probably double my money if I didn't have a conscience. That's what I'm saying. I want to do that. Moving on. We're writing a nice old list on this car. And we'll see if we're going to do any repairs. It basically needs one of everything. Axle, you know. Alright. We're going to come back to it if we're doing any repairs. What do you say? Alright? Alright. I'll see you in a minute. You know you want one. 1997 GMC. Top of the line. 1500 SLT. Got a little bit of rust. Don't worry about it. Ain't nothing but a thing. Oh, the Cadillac left. You say, what? It says 119,541 on the odometer, but I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Maybe. Maybe not. It doesn't crank, and the customers put a bunch of stuff in it already trying to fix it. That's probably a first. I'm not sure if I should be grossed out. They must be fake, right? They're not killing people by tearing all their nails off, I hope. Listen what it does. And I've done a voltage drop test. Let's catch you up. I've done a voltage drop test, and it doesn't voltage drop. So it either has a bad starter or it won't turn. I tried holding the key a little bit just to see if something bad would happen, but nothing did. So I'm leaning towards starter. What do you guys think? It's got a bunch of leaks. There's no oil filler cap on the fill tube, you know, stuff like that. So driving around without an oil fill cap, the engine could be locked up. And there's one way to tell. You try to turn it. Not easy to get to. I could even just try turning the alternator. If the belt tension is in really good shape, it might try to turn the engine. If the engine's free, it may turn from there. Real easy to do. 15/16. And if I can't turn it from there, and we got problems, then we'll have to definitely try it on the crank direct. 24 millimeter, same thing. Let me get my light so I can see. Oh, you hear the starter? The starter when it clicked. The drive released. Engine turns. The way you do a voltage drop test. The way you do a voltage drop test on these, on anything, you put your voltmeter on the battery post and on the engine grounds anywhere. Find a good ground, the alternator case or bracket, things like that. Not enough plastic intake though. It's got to be metal to the block or heads. Have someone crank the engine and see if you get voltage through your meter. If you do, that means the voltage passes through your meter instead of passing through the ground. You can also check on the power. Go down to the battery cable on the starter, the positive on the terminal, have someone crank it. If you get 8 volts through your meter, you know the starter only gets 4 volts, it's not going to crank the engine, right? So, not having the best of mornings, I didn't. One of the guys helped me push it in. That was agonizing in itself. It took 10 minutes. He's afraid to bend the bumper because it's all rusty. I'm like, just push it. If the motor goes, it goes. That's not right. He did it the right way. He's probably going to need to start it. But what I haven't done is check for power and ground at the same time at the start. So we'll do that. You know, the engine turns. You know what? The starter went ka-chunk when I turned the crank a little bit. Let's see if it'll crank now. Sometimes just the starter drive releasing will allow it to turn the engine. Sometimes. Did you hear that first ka-pank? It's got a bad starter. It was a loud click the first time, and the starter motor won't turn, but the engine does. It needs a starter. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah. Oh, here comes Joe. We're going to pull this thing on that back lift and service the transmission like I talked about earlier. I drove it. You could feel a shudder. It almost feels like a misfire. Only when you're in high gear at a steady cruise, you can just feel it do this. No misfires on the scan data. No codes. So we're going to drop the pan, see what it looks like in there. Put a new filter and some fluid in and see if it affects it. Hopefully, it's a pretty common problem on these. Between the cylinder delete and the 8-speed automatic problems, we'll see. But the cylinder delete, you wouldn't feel like the way that feels. It's hard to explain, but I know one thing. We get the pan down, we'll have a good idea what's going on with it. It's got 107,000 miles on it. It's going to get a love rating of 5, and it's about to get some new fluid in the filter. Needs tires and stuff too. But we're not worried about that. We're going to see if he needs a transmission before we worry about tires. Cool thing too, it's got a dipstick. Old school, it's like my 62. But, well, technically my 62 doesn't have a dipstick. It's a manual transmission. Alright, we blew off the lift in preparation so we don't get dirt in our face if the wind blows. The heck? Anybody else get nervous when they find bolts on the ground? I don't like it. I just put them over here with the others. This lift's leaking pretty good. I guess it's getting worse. The cylinders are upside down on this thing. And just pouring fluid out of there. Focus. 10 millimeter, I think, on these pan bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 75 bolts, and it's out of there. Should clear the exhaust, I hope. That won't be fun if I have to take the exhaust down. That should be alright. Gonna get a drain pan or an oil catch thingamajig. You got it going. It's in pretty good shape under here. All-wheel drive. Top of the line, 5.3 liter flex fuel gasoline V8. Yes, I am procrastinating a little bit. This is my first repair today. It's been all diags, and it's 2:30. But that's all right. I think this Mustang out here, they have it under my name, but I don't have the ticket. I think that one, the customer put a clutch in it with his friend. It went about 10 miles, shut off. Now it won't start. So I'm thinking a wire got pinched, but maybe we'll look at that one soon. For now, let's focus, huh? Let's focus, please. That's not even tight. I could have done this with a quarter drive, but I wasn't sure how tight it would be. Normally, I would face this away. I can't get to it if I do it yet, so we'll get some bolts out of here. Hopefully we won't get too wet. It's inevitable, but you want to minimize it. Wow. A lot of them aren't even tight, like the manufacturer didn't torque them. It's the purpose of torquing them, they don't loosen, right? Allegedly. You need Loctite. GM usually loves Loctite. I don't know what happened. It's amazing how resilient these reusable transpan gaskets are, because half of them aren't tight and it wasn't leaking a drop. As soon as I see trans fluid start dripping out of the front, my plan is to raise this drip pan up. Because the last thing I want is transmission fluid all up in my hair, messing it up. I spend way too much time on it. For any of that. I'm going to try to leave the camera rolling for the event. It's going to be really funny if I get splashed, but I won't be happy about it. But what I'll do is I'll just silence the audio if it goes off the rails. Because I try to keep it a kid-friendly show, except for the occasional slip. I had to edit quite a few things out last week. Taking a huge risk. There's only 2 bolts holding this pan on. That's going to be bad. I got to put a bolt in here. Just to minimize the catastrophe that's about to unfold. Maybe it doesn't have enough fluid in it. That's the problem. I checked the fluid and the level looked good, but it was dark and it smelled a little funny. There you go. That's how it works. I got all the bolts out of the front. It leaks out of the back when you take the last bolt loose. Aha. It wants to drip all over me pretty bad. Well, you know what it is? The cooler lines have a little plastic and metal bracket, and it must be just under the pan. That's that one bolt gave me a hard time. It really wants me to get trapped where there's no escape when the fluid comes down fast. All right, be brave. We have to look and see what's holding it in front. I know the exhaust has got us good. Oh, look at that. 3 millimeters worth of a metal bracket is holding the front of the pan up, which has about 4 quarts of fluid in it, maybe more. You wait here. There's no reason for both of us to go. Let that drip a minute and work up the courage to try to get it out the rest of the way. the exhaust might not clear. And it doesn't. So here's the thing. I can unbolt the training mount and lift the transmission up, but the exhaust is attached to the engine and wants to go with it. The whole thing seems a little unfortunate. If I can tell you guys anything today, it would be not to say, oh, it doesn't look like you have to remove the exhaust. Because the first step is remove the exhaust. Well, it says lower the exhaust. It's the same thing. Anyway, now's the point where we try the left side, see if that gives enough room. If not, we'll do the right side if that gives us enough room. I'm going to try not even taking my nuts all the way off. You can't get to those because there's a cool heat shield in the way. This is spiraling out of control pretty quick. It's a lot of work for 2 hours, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done today, no matter what. Oh, come on. Seriously? I loosened the bolts about that much, all 3 of them. Told you to come right out, you big crybaby. Ooh, that's a good idea for a shirt. Crybaby. Get a wrench or something. Stop dripping on me, will you? Jeez Louise. All I really wanted to do, show my friend the inside of his pan. Where this part is concerned, I don't like this this mess in the middle here. I do have some good news. I don't see big chunks of metal. But of course, by the time you see that, there's a definite problem and you won't have 3rd gear or first in reverse or something like that. But, all right, let me send him a picture of that. We'll go back together. All right, man, listen here. I had just about enough out of you. I was in the right spot, wasn't I? Oh, there it is. There it is. There's a seal in there that you can replace as well. If you put the filter in, it's flopping around, or you feel you can move the filter around, the seal is worn out. Generally, you'll have pickup problems and all kinds of weird symptoms, like it's low on fluid, it'll act. So we don't have any of that. The seal feels good. To get up in there, it's pretty far up there. You got to hammer it with a screwdriver and bend it to loosen it and pull it out, and then you got to hammer the new one in and not hurt the case at all. High performance. I don't change them unless I have to. I know some people might not like that, but that's okay. There's a little more metal in that pan than I'd like. I think I showed you that. But we're going to put it together and see if it shifts okay and all. If it doesn't, then we know we got to do a transmission. But it may hold them over. It may hold them over for a while. Can you hear that music? Imagine what the car might look like. Now look and tell me if it's what you imagine. Next to the glass truck, the little gray Corolla. That's what you would picture, isn't it? Oh, that's funny. Let me get that pan. These gaskets are also very forgiving, but we got a new gasket too in the filter kit, so we'll use it. There's little Little indents on the pan for the gasket and indents in the transmission. Right after I talk a bunch of crap, you know, make me look silly, I deserve it. I guess I deserve it. That's what you get, funny man. Trying to be all funny. Teach you a lesson. Not everything is funny, Jimmy. No matter how much you try to make it look funny. Could have put that in there in a minute or two. You make it, you're struggling just for content. I know the viewers appreciate it. Especially my really good friends. They know. They understand. The ones that don't know me will be in the comments. You're an idiot! I know. True words have never been spoken. You want to cut corners in this business? You better have a strong resolve. Because it's way more frustrating. And in the end, it doesn't save you any time. You just fool yourself into thinking it did. I know one thing, I wanted to edit my head out of a lot of these picker chores. Now I also like to put all the bolts in before. Got arm pump. I feel like I've been riding a dirt bike. I did not turn this gun down, by the way. I'm just not squeezing the trigger. That's one of the things I like about the Milwaukees. The triggers are really good. 89 inch-pounds is the specification. Like a well-oiled machine. Don't worry, we're going to edit all that out. Let's get some fluid in it. Got my torque wrench right here. Now, time for some fluid. I think it's going to take like 7 of those before I put that last quarter. I'm going to start it up. Make sure we got the right amount. Sometimes when they tell you 7.5 quarts for filter service, approximately, they talk about a totally different transmission, even though you looked up a specific one. I've seen it before. Burn through the gears, make sure all the ports and passages got fluid in them. Full cold. That's what we're looking for. So it took 6.5. You know what time it is. Time to see if we can get the starter done today for this guy so we can have his truck for the weekend. Got to disconnect this here battery cable from the negatory, and then it's safe to work on all the high voltage cables in there. Well, 12 volts isn't that high. It's higher than I'm used to. I don't know what's the voltage we work at normally. Anybody know? Tell me in the comments. I forget. I know we have a frequency. I'm not sure if we have a voltage. I got an assortment of toolage. I got a starter. Looks kind of big.
Is this what this takes? Man, I haven't done one of these old girls in so long. Looks like 214s. Trans-cooler lines perfectly in the way. Nice work. They used to do that stuff back then too. Don't worry about it. It's not a new thing. Get the wires from up there. Ooh, look at that.
This is the original starter in this thing from '97.
Don't worry, I wrote down these bushings and stuff. They're blown out. I sent picaritures, all that stuff. Did my part of the job. It's an older gentleman's original owner. So he's gonna rock it as is. He said, what's the big deal? That stuff's been like that for years. You're the 7th shop that told me I should fix it. Okay, you don't have to fix it if you don't want it. No, seriously, that's what happened. I think it's gonna be a 13 and looks like an 8.
You won't be able to see up there, but we'll try. Giuseppe's out there looking under that Super Duty. See if we can figure out what's up.
Oh, Jose's back from his road test with the transition work. And find out what happened now. 8mm spun around on the rusty bolt. I'm gonna try a 7. The brake's off the starter cylinder. I don't care
As long as the cable's okay.
I'm going to try my gear wrench specialty strip bolt removal socket.
It's in between 7 and 8. And it's not turning.
All we can do is try.
It is going to break.
It's
a process.
rusty old vehicle.
0.8. There you go. Broke it. Snapped right off the side of the cylinder. You see that?
Now, if I can lock some vice grips on here and force this out.
That gear wrench socket, those things are good. They're not too crazy expensive. I think I paid 150 bucks for a set. It covers like up to 19mm down to like 4mm, and it does, this is a -8, so it's not quite 7, not as big as 8. And then they have an 8, and then they have a -9 and a 9, all the way up to 19. Anyway, let's get some vice grips. Cobalt and gear wrench for the win. Boom. I was just telling Jace, I bought a set of 3 of these vice grips from Lowe's like 2 or 3 Christmases ago. This is a set of 3 pliers for $14.95. $200 on the Snap-on truck. Of course, now I got to get this bolt out of the gear wrench socket. We'll get it. We'll do that another time. There it is. What's left of it. Now, the easy part, I hope. Shouldn't have said that just now. I'm going to bend the cooler lines out of the way. Hopefully they're not rusty. I don't think so. They're covered in transmission fluid. How could they rust?
I'll be alright. It's more than that to put me down. Well, you can put me down is easy, but knocking me out, that's what I meant. Looks the same, right? Just got to transfer this heat shield over. I think this is just clipped. Clips. Goes on there pretty easy. Just clips. Let's get this thing in. See if I was right. Battery cable to the starter is so stiff that it didn't want to let me put the starter back up. That's right, you go too. I gotta get down there anyway. I don't care. Got nuts and bolts and valve stem caps down there, whatever you need. You don't have to go to the hardware store. You just look at this lift. Couple wires, we'll try this thing out. Gotta get my nut on the main battery cable, and we are trying it out. The transmission in the Silverado is still acting the fool, shuddering and shifting a little weird sometimes, and a little bit of pump noise. Needs a transmission, or you can drive it till it completely fails. Those are your options. We tried. That's good. Let's try this thing out. Hook that battery up. Give her a whirl. You see it? Look at that thing. Look at that. Do not like these conversion post things, but someone else put it all on there, and it works. It's just more contact points to have a problem with, but you don't need that wrench anyway. I got more of them. I was only kidding. I need that wrench. I've had it since I was a kid. Perfect. Man, they're dropping like flies today. And some of them are running. Letting it warm up. Got to get a little bit of life into her. We got some temp, we got some oil pressure, voltage. Oh, she's raring to go, man. It is not 3 o'clock. Body work is going to be commencing this weekend. This is hardened a little too much. Normally, well, some of you guys, you're watching Day in the Shop.
you probably don't care too much. Just in case, skip ahead if you don't want to hear it about a minute. When you put filler on like this, you really should sand it within an hour or so of it setting up. Otherwise it gets really hard to sand, but it also shrinks if you sand it too soon. So I didn't have time to finish it, so I let it set up. Now it's been about 2 weeks. It'll still sand. I got a really powerful airboard. We'll get it. For a day in the shop, people, you're like, it's that old truck. I don't care about that. A lot of you watch the project truck videos and day in the shop, and I really appreciate that. Hyping the videos and all that stuff helps immensely too, apparently now. So the subscriber count's up and the views are up and everything's looking good on the channel. I appreciate all that support. You guys are awesome. And like I said, I hope it was a great Thanksgiving for you. Looking forward to the weekend. 4-day weekends, phenomenal. Especially if we're not going to get paid for the day after Thanksgiving, but we'll have an extra day off. And I'm so filthy rich, I don't need the money. Just like most of you, I'm sure. Just rolling in the dough, no big deal. Enough coursing around. Thanks for watching today, guys. I appreciate it. We got a lot done. It was another stressful day, a little stressful. But I still did pretty good. I'm probably going to end up with about 60 hours or 62 hours, something like that. We'll see. Pretty decent week, not bad. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope the outro isn't too long. Hope I see another video, because you're awesome.